Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. This question is, should couples prioritize starting a family early in marriage or delay having children until they are financially secure and emotionally prepared? Should couples have kids immediately they have this they get married, or should they now think of mental readiness? Because sometimes when you have financial readiness, many people prioritize financial above mental, but I think both of them are important. Let me hear from, who wants to go first? Abatu, yeah. Let me hear from you first.
Okay, so for me, I think that you should get married. Once you get married, you should have kids almost immediately if you can, because getting married early is a privilege to me. Like, I'll put myself, let me talk about myself. I planned, how you be as you're growing. And I planned that I'm going to get married early so that I can have my kids early, and which I did. I had my kids early. If you see me and my children, you think that we're mates, as in we're both young, and there was no issues concerning, conceiving and all of those things that you hear that people begin to have at a later age and all. So we're able to, if you see us, we discuss, we are now like friends and everything, and then all of them, we decided that they're going to go to boarding house. All of them are in boarding house. So those things that make people to like delay before having kids, we are now doing them now. Where do you want to do it? Is it in the kitchen? Is it in the is it in the dining? Is it where we are doing? Because there's nobody in the house. So we are now we bond more and everything. And of course, we have already made all the mistakes. We now understand ourselves now. Everybody is now, at their full wherever. So everything is just nicer and sweeter, and so it pays. For me, it pays to have your kids early, get it done and all of that. And for someone like my husband, he has planned, okay, so for school fees and all of that, he has planned that, okay, at a certain age, he's going to be done paying school fees. That money that he will have after that time will just be for him to just be enjoying himself and all of that. So by 2025, kids will have been maybe working on their own and doing very well on their own, and then the rest will just be for me and him to just be
enjoy it. Can you imagine planning? Do you agree with the perspective, or
from where I'm sitting? With all I have been through, early marriage, early childbirth, 100%.
Yes.
Because a lot of our motherly and fertility issues are easily resolved when you're quite young. But we were not told. We were told that it was more economic and more reasonable to do it when you're more mature. That's our own generation, but I won't be telling my daughter that. And I will join some of my friends who try to make sure that their school system did not happen, that I'll be using 24 years to get to 100 level, that as fast as possible, they finish with the business of school and they possibly start, maybe a career or a business early, so that they make their mistakes early. I found out that when we were dealing with PCOS, easier to resolve when you find out much younger, the hormones are supplemented much younger, your body helps quickly. It's recently they're telling us that our eggs expire, that at a certain age, the eggs can't even produce a particular kind of healthy babies. The biology class we did, they cheated us. So I'm not on that table anymore. I'm not there. Wow. And I know, as much as I want financial couple, what's that kind of situation? You have only you and your husband.
Empty nester.
The place to connect with your husband. Those were my husband's reaction to the doctor's announcement of 10 years waiting. He was like, we'll get to know ourselves. Abi, are you rushing? He wanted to do Jackpot then. I'm against Jackpot. So he was like, at least will give us time to, when we're now finally ready. And for me, we are doing all of that today. We are doing it today. There was a period in our marriage with the kids there, we were not there. We were not even understanding whether we were married. The marriage is not marriage. In fact, we had only one meal as a family for such a long time. Even on weekends in my house, we'll go, we'll come, at some point I didn't even know whether we were together. But now, we call ourselves, the one is in boarding school, the other one has YOLO. Where are you and all of that? And I can only see it get better as they grow older. And the truth is that these children outgrow you faster than you think.
Yeah.
So the earlier you do finish with that business, the better for you.
Business. Wow.
Wow. So I guess I'll take the counter position, which is it's important to be emotionally ready.
Okay.
And mentally, as you put it, ready to have children. And I think I'll use this based off on a personal story. My mom married really young. I married my father. They were very, very young. As you know, my dad died, when I was a young child. He wasn't even 30 by the time he had died, but he already had his 2 children, had his job, whatever. If not for death, maybe it would have been beautiful. But because of how young they were, there were many mistakes that my mom will talk about that they made, with each other, with us. And, when she thinks back, when she's telling us and she thinks back about if she were older, there are things that she would have done differently, And so she encouraged us, get to the point where you're able to make some decisions for yourself. She used to say that when we were young, it wasn't just us that were married. Everybody was in our marriage. Everybody, because they were still children, so they still had the right to still be parenting us in the marriage. And people have their agenda. People have, so they were not independent enough, he felt, to take some decisions. And so what I heard growing up was, get to the point. You do your school, you finish, you have a job, you're independent, you know yourself, you make the decisions for yourself in your marriage, And as you know, early or late is quite subjective. Some people will tell you I got married early and they'll be telling you in their 20s. Some people will tell you they were married early and they were married at 19.
Yeah.
Somebody will tell you they married early in their 30s.
Yeah.
So
early differs from person to
early
person.
differs, and even from generation to generation. In my mom's generation, she was even seen as being married late because many people got married when they were 18. So for me, because that is important in this mental readiness, emotional readiness is important, and a form of financial stability. So I'm not saying wait until you have so much money. But you know that when you're young, a lot of things, you're still just trying to find your feet. You're even still trying to put money together to get a bed. You pay rent in a small apartment. I'm not talking of those who have been blessed with a lot of money. Put your 6-spring mattress on the floor and things like that. And sometimes bringing a child into that stage of your relationship can even be much more, the pressure will even be much more. So hopefully you're able to get to a place where you're stable financially, and then you can start having children. So many things make it hard to parent properly when you're young, when you're not financially ready, when you're not mentally ready. And so for me, I would say wait, older. I'm not really putting a particular year on it, but wait older, because then you have grown a bit, you understand each other a bit, you know what it is that you want from each other and for your children that you're about to have.
So I'm of the opinion, my opinion, I always tell anybody around me that gets married, that give yourself time to know each other. Don't get pregnant. I got married in November, 6th of November. By crossover service, I was vomiting. I did not understand myself. So I felt like I don't want anybody to have to go through that in such the beginning. Like we are just we've not even seen ourselves, and here I am, wake up in the morning, I'm just vomiting. All through the day, I am vomiting. All the neighbors knew. Our wife, they are watching the belly. So, and...
Well, that's what's expected.
Yes, and that happened just a few months into, I think around March. I lost the pregnancy. Aww. And everybody knew I was pregnant. So it was my neighbor that was like, actually, my neighbor was like, your belly is not, your stomach is not getting bigger. I'm like, I don't know. That they said I should go to the hospital and that I should wait. It should be 3 months before I go to the hospital. He said, no, by now you should be like, when you're vomiting. True life story. So I said, okay, let me go to the hospital. I went to the hospital and they now checked and they said, oh, it seems like there's no heartbeat. It seems you had a missed abortion and all of that. So it was a community. I did not even feel like I didn't honeymoon or enjoy the marriage. It was just pum. So, and then after that one, they did evacuation and everything. 2 months after, Another pregnancy showed up. Twins. So, and then that one was twins. It was horrible. You think I was vomiting in the first pregnancy, second pregnancy, I'll just be on the bed 2 days. I wasn't eating. My husband was wondering, this girl, will she come and die? What am I going? He had to drive me to my parents' house and like tell them, he doesn't know what's going on. I've gone to the hospital. She's not eating. They say she's okay. It's normal. Like he was confused. And this is in 1 year of being married. So in my head, you don't know how pregnancy will treat you. And the man doesn't understand either. But at least you get to know yourself. Because imagine if you both of you are doing children of the Most High God. You did not do anything. And then you now marry. And as you marry, you get pregnant. So you don't even get to enjoy this forbidden fruit that is not forbidden. This beautiful fruit that you're supposed to enjoy. Then pregnancy enter, vomiting enter.
Parenting starts.
Parenting starts.
And like
you don't even, you're not even eating. You know, I said when you get married, I'll tell people around there, I say, this is license to do. Now, you don't, guilt-free enjoyment, and then you can't do it because you have gotten pregnant. No, but do you know that
This life no balance.
I like this.
you carry belly like this? Perfume is, I cannot stand perfume. I cannot cook. I cannot do. So a woman, you don't know who you are until you are pregnant, and then everything changes. Some people in like 5 months, they become the ugliest version they will ever be in their life. Their neck becomes I was using scrubbing brush to scrub. My neck was so black. They said I can't scrub it away. It's from inside. Your nose, all of that. So you just got married, and this is what you are introducing your husband to. I just feel, give yourselves a little. It doesn't have to be 5 years. It doesn't have to be 3 years. It's not even about financial anything. I just feel you are moving into the house for the first time. Connect with one another, especially if you are if your religion prevents you from having. Some people have lived with their husbands for a year before they got married, so there's really nothing new.
Cohabiting.
They were cohabiting, so immediately they got married like this. They just give birth. But in my own case, so because of my experience, as I explained the drama that happened with my own pregnancies, I have to tell you that this is my opinion. When we come back, we'll continue with other sides of this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.